this is it. The moment most people have been waiting for, the race most people have been waiting for. It's the final race of the contender round, the race that will decide the two drivers that will compete for the first ever SYTCS champion. Here we are, Alabama, Talladega, or Talladega, Alabama. I am here alongside with his final race in the booth,
David.
Yeah, David, because no one else ever commentates. I wish I was able to talk on Discord or Skype. Anyway, we have 31 drivers take on one of the biggest races of the season, possibly the biggest race of the season. 49 laps, one of the longest, the second longest. The longest will be Homestead, which I will reveal the laps at a later date. So, this is it for many drivers. Before we get to the starting grid, let's just put our attention on the 7 drivers actually, because one of them's out of contention that could be in here competing for a championship. Abraham out of contention, even though he wears yellow. David Delafov starting in the, I believe, 8th or 7th.
David!
He's starting up there, but might drop back because that outside lane does not help. Then we got Bugs in the Nintendo car, only 4 points out. He could definitely make up ground here, possibly steal a spot into the championship. Yoshi Tweet is currently 16 points out, needs some stuff to happen to get in. Dat Boy, 8 points out, he could sneak his way in. Griffin Lynn, the biggest long shot in the entire field, 23 points out, needs a lot to happen to get in, but keep in mind, there is still a chance. Axel Rocha, 4 points in. He needs to have a good day, because otherwise someone could steal the spot from him, and he will not be competing for the championship. Mitchell Marc, probably in the best position, 27 points, but that doesn't mean he's in the championship. One a major incident or a major mistake could end up costing him one of the most likely things to happen. A no championship from him. That's what I meant. And then that's about it. So let's get to the starting lineup right about now. So here's your starting lineup for the Talladega race. As they go rolling off the pit lane. There we go. There's been a lot done to get this race underway. Let's just say a lot of weather in the area. It's been a nightmare. Currently Daytona and Alabama have similar weather. Alright, so we will make a pick, and there are 2 people who we think will make the championship. Now I'm just going to make a bold move. I'm just going to say Bugs in the number 1 Nintendo car is going to end up getting the victory here today. And he and Mitchell Marc will make the championship. David, what about you?
I'm going to make a really long shot with the 78 of David Delafov winning the race and making it into the championship 2 with Mitchell Marc. Now, I know he's 22 points out, but I think if he has everything go his way, I'm hoping that he can get it.
Wow, that's quite a bold pick, even though he's 22 points out. Let's see if that will happen. Currently 6th in the championship, and he is one of the long shots. Only person who has a with even more of a long shot is Griffin Lynn in 19. Who is starting somewhat. He's starting in the middle of the pack, actually. Never mind. Alright, so we're about to come to the line. We're about to go racing here at Talladega.
This is for all the cookies.
All the marbles. All the points.
Technically only
2 championships. Crowd to their feet.
All the cookies.
Crowd to their feet, roaring. Pace car on pit road. As they come to the tri-oval. And we have a very packed house today for this race. And here we go. As they're about to exit the tri-oval. Coming to the Geico restart zone. Here we go.
Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go Alabama racing, boys.
Green flag in the air at Talladega. Here they go as they come down the back straightaway. Anytime is still leading. That outside lane is falling quickly. Go down the back, good camera angle there.
Bugs trying to stop that third lane.
Might be lagging a bit, but that should be normal. Bugs going down inside. There's already 3 lanes. There might already be 4 wide. There it is. Jordan Bell making an aggressive move early on. Out of 4. Here it goes to come to the line. Looks like that 4 wide is going to get settled out. So no worry there. Sometimes they make 4 wide, sometimes they don't. And when it's like positioned like that, they'll likely make it. So no worries there. A bit aggressive early on in the race, but the guy settled out. And we have another 4 wide. Team Delphi falls onto the outside. And that boy is gonna make the move on William Johnson for the pass and for position. But that was one of those guys just slimly out of the cutoff. Only 8 points. It's a lot, but really at Talladega, that can easily be made up within half a lap. Well, right up front, quickly descent. Here we go. Coming to the line. Bugs is actually the leader.
But here comes the 16.
English camper in the 16, I believe, is going to lead the lap.
I don't know, who was that?
Yeah, barely.
Oh my god, look at that.
They might have been tied. We'll have to check thousands for that, but I believe English camper leads that lap.
Looks like that inside lane is headed to the powerhouse today.
Looks like the outside lane's not going to work.
Right.
Yeah, outside lane's not going to work. Still 3 wide only. Ooh, no cars. Looks inside of that boy. Gonna force him up the track. Make it.
Bugs is getting hung out on the outside.
Hung out. There's still 4 wide here. They will be fine for now. Bugs might slightly be in the wall. It's when there's 5 wide, that's going to be a wreck. These guys cannot handle 5 wide. Slight contact as William Johnson moves down to make it back to 3 wide. Everyone goes back down to 3 wide. There's nothing to make a 4th lane. Who takes that opportunity? And Epic falls on the outside. No fucking last. That's not where he wants to be.
Hanging back.
No one's really hanging back right now. The pack is quite calm, which is a bit unusual since in the test races they were going crazy for it.
Bye.
3 cars and Louise McKinney betrays it and he's now going to take the lead. So Marc in 3rd. That's exactly where he wants to be.
He goes for the lead.
Even though this is where he doesn't have to be, this is exactly like Ian
Might
Adams,
have the chance to
44.
overtake that position. And 41, the part-time driver.
Part-time driver driving the monster car today. Probably you can't listen to the lights. We're coming out of 4. Still no 4 wide here. Looks like they're playing it conservative for now. That's a good thing. Louise McKinney puts the block on Ian Adams. and King now looks for the lead.
Adams coming off a strong finish at Watkins Glen, second.
He's been doing well in the chase. He's had a lot of good finishes, and overall, it's good for him, despite having such a terrible season. Looks like the bug is falling back. Might have slightly tapped the wall. Shouldn't be any much of a concern, but he is falling back.
Look at the two top chasers right now. I believe it's
Top two chasers.
Oh, no, Griffin
it's
Lynn.
Mitchell Marc and Griffin Lynn. No, now it's Axel Rocha, and that's definitely not a spot he wants to be in for that boy and Bugs, who need to get up there.
4 wide.
Even though this is a 49-lap race, still pretty early.
Almost made contact.
Still pretty early, so there is still plenty of time to make up
Lynn's
ground.
gonna try and go for the lead.
He's gonna try to pass William Johnston here as he comes to the 7th lap of the race.
Lots of lead changes.
Over 10 miles completed so far. Ian Adams goes wide. That's going to be 4 wide everywhere. 4 wide. McKinney's 4 wide is done. There's 2 4 wides simultaneously. Now the outside's prevailing.
He's contact with the
Slight contact right there. There's 4 wide up there.
David Delafont
Coming out of
4
4.
wide with Yoshi Tweet.
Whoa, a little contact.
A little
That'll be
dicey
all right.
here.
Oh, he's into the wall. McKinney and Ian Adams maybe, I'm not sure.
Doesn't seem like it.
Griffin Lynn leading right now.
Too much.
In the position he wants to be, but unfortunately, the car he doesn't want to be in, car he doesn't want to be in the positions behind him is Axel Rocha. And he's just passed him. Down the back straightaway. Good action here. As it looks like he's going to do a crossover on Axel Rocha, but Jordan Bell is going to try to take the lead. Go 3 wide in the turn number 3. No, we actually don't.
Jordan Bell coming off of that momentum
Lynn
from the
put-
Watkins Glen.
No, Griffin Lynn pushes him out of the way.
Can he hold on to the lead? I don't know. I think Jordan Bell's
But we have some cars pulling back. There might be a caution. And no, we're still green. Something happened though.
I think they just got a little jump.
Yeah,
Ooh,
there is
he's into the
something.
wall.
There's something. Let's take a look at what happened on the right side of your screen. So this actually happened in the back with 4 wide. Abraham tried to make it. Unfortunately.
Ooh.
Sorry, we got trouble out of turn number 2. David Delafont, Mitchell Marc, Abraham.
Hard hit. Oh,
Delafont's on his roof. Mitchell Marc involved. And an early crash here. The caution's gonna wave, and that's gonna be Delafont's hopes.
Oh, that's a shame.
Mitchell Marc involved.
I don't think Mitchell Marc is.
Only 3 chasers involved. Come back to the line to take the caution. David Delafont with a lot of damage. No cars also involved. Or some of these other cars. Most of these cars running in the back were able to avoid it.
Rocha have damage? I don't know if it's from this actually. But
So wow. David Delafont coming into this race didn't have much of a chance, and now he won't have any chance at all. He'll be out of it. Shame for him. Noah Cars does a lot of damage. He might be out. Yep, he is. Delafont might gain like 2 spots, but that's still not enough. 31's out. 88's going to continue. I believe the 16's out. Yes, 78's going to gain a few spots. 31, 16, 24, and the 15 are all out. 15 had no chance to begin with, so yeah, and Delafont's out. So we're gonna have a slight red flag here. First of all, we're gonna check out what happened to the cars in the back. We're gonna continue seeing what happened. We're gonna continue to see what happened. Wow, there's actually a mini incident. There's a mini incident that did not cause a yellow. Here we go. Here they were coming into turn number 3. Might have they're 35 and the 15. Yeah, they hit the wall. They're able to save it, and these cars actually fell back also. Wonder why. No, they might have just fallen back. Yeah, they just fell back. That's basically all that happened to them. Just fell back. They hit the wall, and then the incident happens right here. We'll take a here's the look at what happened. Right here, something goes wrong. Another helicopter view. Gradden pushes in the Johnston, and then that just takes out some cars. Mitchell Marc had nowhere to go. Bugs does a good job of avoiding it.
Then the 31 here coming really fast, slam.
Yeah, a lot of cars. Yeah,
and then the 16
comes in, causes Delphi to go up and over once. That's the first big one of today.
Wow.
Got that good view here. Take a look at Delphi flipping. They're spinning down the back. Look how fast they're going. 100, and they're slowing down, and then gets piled, and then like Mitchell Marc goes in the air. Wow, that is not good. Mitchell Marc went in the air. Here's full time. Look at that. Mitchell Marc goes up and over, or up in the air. It's not good here. Major accident. Mitchell Marc's on board. I'm more with Mitchell Marc with this incident. Mitchell Marc, we're gonna keep going actually. Mitchell Marc, I believe, will remain in this race. So you'll have some cars, we'll have basically almost everyone come into pit road for pit stops here on lap number 10. Might be a strategy to make it to the end. We'll do around 20 laps. So we have about Eli Bright's still on pit road though, so still trying to fix that car. Looks like he's gonna get it back out. Oh no, that's even more damage. That's not necessary. That was not needed at all. There we go. So Marc comes on the pit road. Will there be any collisions? Don't believe there will be collisions here. Don't believe there's any more collisions. Ooh. Those inside people on the inside are really at risk here. Looks like Jonathan King and others. Yeah, right. Eli Bright might be stuck a lap down. I'm not sure. But that's even more unnecessary damage he needed. I believe he'll keep going. And Epic won the race. Yoshi Tweet actually moved up some spots. Bugs gets a few spots, and yeah, so 18's out of the race, and so is the 42. Something happened. Probably on pit road contact. That's never good. Stuart Gradden still making repairs to that car. There's way too much swerving. Yeah. Sorry for that. Issue there. And yeah, there's way too much swerving here. Like these cars, and here comes Stuart Gradden finally off pit road. So after that, after the wreckage, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars out, and then we have 2 more. So we are now already down to not a lot of cars actually. We're already down to 24 cars remaining in this race. Eli Bright coming back on the pit road, he might be out. See if Eli Bright retires. Yeah, Bright has to come back in the pit road because he got even more damage. Will he retire from it, though? And Eli Bright's now out, so that's a shame. So now we have 23 cars left in the race. And they had the car fixed until they got rammed into by the 95. So we'll be back when we go back racing. Alright, welcome back to Talladega. We have 23 cars left in the race. Stuart Grattan is 23rd in the number 23 car. Coincidences. So right now, if you take a look. So Mitchell Marc, that wreck pretty much, even though he's involved and he's probably not going to win today, that's going to put him in the chase. So good job for him. That's going to put him in the championship. So that's good. And then Bugs, and currently the person holding the second spot is Bugs, since he is more than 4 spots ahead. 2 chasers out of it after that one, I believe. There we go. So coming back to the green, an epic leads them. Yeah, Ibrahim and David Delphov out of the race after that. So shame for that. Shame for those 2. Green flag back in the air.
And I'm pretty sure David Delphov is suffering from crippling depression.
Yeah. Yeah, might have an interview from him after he gets released from the infield care center. So, see clearly, Mitchell Marc falling back. Stuart Grattan, Axel Roach might be falling back also. I believe that also eliminates any possible chance of Griffin Lynn getting into the championship, so that's unfortunate for him. There we go.
One of them is the leader.
Yoshi Tweet can still make it, but he's gonna need to actually win to the wreck at this point. Because clearly he's not in a good spot right now. Mitchell Marc is clearly the furthest off the pace.
That is Bugs. When Bugs tries to shove him up the track and try and get behind him.
Remember, Bugs is in a good spot right now, but he can't wreck himself, because then that ruins any chance of him making it. Because Axel Rocha right now, if this stays where he is, he could just stay in the back of this pad, and he'll be good for the championship. But then again, that boy also is only 4 points away from him. He's only 8 points off the cutoff, so he can't be too far back, because then that boy could try to get out front and steal a spot from him. As we see, we got 4 wide here. Still, we have 16 cars still in the pack. Some of the cars riding in the back after that incident. Stuart Grattan's actually the furthest off the grid. Stuart Grattan and Mitchell Marc. Wondering if they'll have any issues if they come back into the pack. So currently, first 3 cars single file. First 3 cars still single file. So 3 wide behind them. Colin McGovern trying to get down the block. He just barely gets there. Nathan Bell has absolutely no help with them. However, he will not get any help. An epic in the 95 trying to get up there, trying to get his first career win with the SYTCS. A lot of guys trying to get their first win. Colin McGovern, Emerson Sheets, Nathan Bell, Andy Thomas, an epic. Andy Thomas won a lot in the preseason. She's not won an actual race yet besides the shootout. Ian Adams, Kyle Martins, Mike's already won, Sean Ahern, Ethan Wood won, Dat Boy already won, and McKinney. Yeah, so we have a few people actually who have won. Yoshi Tweet, Griffin Lynn, Payne Fan, Jordan Bell, Dat Boy, Bugs, they're all very chill. Once again, the first 3 cars single file. Looks like Mitchell Marc all by himself. Same
I
with
don't think he has to
Stuart.
worry though, because
Mitchell Marc doesn't have to worry. He literally just has to run. Can just run this race out. Even if he crashes, he's okay because that wreck basically put him into the
He had
championship.
to have 3 people finish behind him, and that's exactly what
No,
happened.
he had to have 3 people DNF or something. He got more than 3, so he's in. Well, actually, if,
like this pack back here, right next to
actually,
the
with the
bugs.
41 DNF, it had to be 4, but he's still in the race, so it didn't really matter. Colin McGovern leading laps here, blocking the entire field. He's doing a good job. Bugs falls on the outside. He might lose his championship spot right here if he's not careful.
Depends on
Falls
how
back too
far
much.
ahead of air.
These guys might have a little battle here for position. I don't know what really they can gain. Axel Rocha he is far off pace. He needs to hope for something to happen. Maybe Mitchell Marc can help with that.
Bugs stays at least 4 positions ahead of.
No, he has to stay at least 3 positions behind that boy. At least 3. Because I'm not sure with the
I would say
tiebreaker.
Bugs stays.
Right now he is basically in, I believe. Wow, they're falling actually. He's in right now.
Draft a little bit.
They're not gonna lose the draft, but he fell.
Back on that inside.
The thing is, they're gonna get inside lane. Really, with this track, it's a pattern. You have to either manage to keep your line out, keep your lead out front, or you have to work the pattern. You have to be out front at the right time of the race, which is the last lap.
Almost there.
Alright, so we are almost halfway. We're getting close to the halfway point of this race. One major accident on lap 8 or something, I believe it was, took out, and that took out 8 cars. 3 of them were from pit road incidents. And soon they're going to catch Mitchell Marc, wondering if that could cause another yellow. Lap traffic has been an issue. Especially lap traffic that's really slow.
Here comes Bugs.
Wow, this lead towards the line.
I think
Bugs is gonna win. Bugs is gonna lose the lap. That boy is still behind. Might be waiting for the last 5 laps or something. I'm still not sure why he's not making an attack yet. Maybe he's trying to be on the opposite end, so like maybe there's a chance he can get around. Cause that's usually the best chance. If they're coming up on Mitchell Marc, this could be bad.
I don't see this working. I really don't see it.
Bugs currently holding the lead. Kyle Martin looks inside. Can't block. I already see what could happen. They are coming. And wow, Emerson Sheets almost went below the yellow line. They might have enough room, they might not.
Depends on if they keep dropping for 3 wide.
If they're 3 wide, I think they'll be okay. Maybe just 1 lane will be held up, but that's about it. 4 wide, I don't see it working. And even if they make it through this, they have another lap car coming up soon. Stuart Gradden.
Oh god.
Here they come. Here he comes.
Get messy.
Make it. They all slow down. They're able to survive it, I believe.
So far.
So far.
Still got that whole-
1 lane's probably just going to get held up. I think that's it. That inside lane is going well. Let's see. A lot of these cars getting held up. Including Bugs. I don't believe they're going to wreck. I don't believe they're going to wreck, so we're going to be good.
Getting around him.
Looks like cars are just going to try to duck to the inside lane because that's
Now.
not where he's blocking.
That boy is more than 4 positions ahead of
That boy used
Rocha
Mitchell Marc to his
and
advantage.
Bugs. So wouldn't
Bugs just waiting for an
that boy
opening.
technically have the chase spot right now?
That boy currently has the chase spot. Wow, I thought it was they make it.
Yeah, Bugs is out. I think Bugs wants
But he has another. But he has another car that could possibly hold him up. So, but now he's just gotta wait a bit. So he either gets back in the draft or that car comes. He is not. He's definitely not out of it. As we come to around the halfway point. It'll take a few laps, but he'll definitely get back in that draft. They go single file. Yeah, there's Stuart Gradden. I'd say they reach him in about 2 to 3 laps. Robert goes for the lead again. Third.
And we passed the
Not really
halfway
much
mark.
he can gain anymore, because I don't think he has enough effort to make it to the championship.
And
So
we
it's-
also just passed the halfway mark of this race.
Yeah, halfway.
McKinney down
Wondering if
low.
that fuel window will play any effect until this race is finished.
Loosening up.
There we go. These guys could easily wreck. If they're not careful, these guys could easily wreck.
Coming up right around that corner.
Currently in 20 seconds, not 23rd.
They're gonna catch him on the next straightaway.
They're catching him next lap. There's almost 4 wide for the lead. I think there is 4 wide for the lead. This is where they don't want to do. They do not want to go 4 wide. That is risky. They think they're going to get it settled out.
Bugs is riding back there. I think he's being smart.
But here comes Bugs. Oh, he's into the wall.
Ooh!
Yoshi Tweet goes there. Almost wrecks the field. Almost got into
Wow.
being fan. What a save.
That was close. Too close for comfort. I don't know if he can beat comfort.
That gets
but
slightly
Talladega.
split up. And I think he's blocking inside. No, he doesn't know where to go. He doesn't know where to go. He's gonna do outside. Do not come down. Please don't. Start for that end. Allows all these guys to get by.
Oh my god, don't try and take him through.
Here we go. We have a turn 4 lap traffic. I think they're gonna make it. There's 4 wide. Gonna have to find somewhere to do it. There is not enough room. Looks like he's gonna hold
Sean
up Ahern.
Ahern went from first to
Basically
about
last.
15th.
Basically last. And here comes another car. What? But this could be interesting because it's Axel Rocha. Could he try to do something to eliminate both that boy and Bugs? Because I think he can make enough positions up where he could get around Yoshi Tweet. Could he try something to get the lead?
Now here comes Bugs.
And
with-
Bugs has just
He
retaken
has
the
the
championship
position.
spot. Just retook the championship spot.
There goes that boy.
That boy's in the next position, but that's not enough for him. Bugs has just said he's had a frustrating chase, but this could really make this up. This making the championship 2 could make this entire chase up. And it seems next lap traffic is going to be Mitchell Marc again. Despite being very off the pace, he's still in the championship. So this is the race. Like he's fine. He's just right out to the rest of us. He doesn't care that he's normal pretty. He just even though that will ruin his all-top 5-10 streak, he's still in the championship. Mitchell Marc, he got his top 10 in the series. I don't think he'll get the top 10 today.
I don't think it's possible again.
He can still get it, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
Unless everyone up here wrecks and he just doesn't wreck with them.
Bugs
That's
is
the possibility.
really try for the lead. Here he goes. Kyle Martins looks inside. He's gonna block.
Try.
The one thing you have to focus on is this gets very, very, very intense in the final 5 laps. These guys go crazy. 4 wide. I've seen ones even 5 wide. They made it for a few hundred feet and then they crash. And it's this race, so these guys get crazy with less than 5 laps to go. All of them want to win, and some of them want to just make the championship. And more phone notifications. Mitchell Marc's the leader. He literally blew a lead heading into the Chiefs for the points championship. And here we go. Here comes. Looks like Axel Lucha to enough speed. That boy gets around, and Bugs is getting held up again. Just gotta wonder. Looks like a bunch of drivers trying to make moves to get Lynn and Kyle Martins gets held up the most. So he goes, there's another example. First to last.
Now Bugs has some ground to gain again.
Bugs has to gain some ground again, but he might fit time. How long do they got? They got about 2 turns. Here comes 4 wide. There they go. They make it. Remember, we have a lot of close calls here. Remember a few laps ago, Yoshi Tweet almost wrecked the 6.
Back the position, which he has right now.
Bugs has taken back the position as that boy runs really wide. The cycle does a fake out. I don't know why he did that. Really Bugs in that Nintendo car. Only a championship spot. His actual retro moment that accident. Avoiding it was just what he needed. He was about to go wide. And here we go. Someone is going to go wide. Here we go. On the way back inside. Here we go. We almost had 4 wide. Yep, here comes Mitchell Marc again.
Looks like he's gonna take that high lane unless he moves down.
They're gonna get turn though. That's gonna be risky. There we go. This is Kyle Martins.
Ooh.
Whoa, he almost wrecked.
Almost wrecking Bugs. Don't wreck Bugs.
There we go. To the line, we got 4 wide.
Marc is switching
Oh,
lanes.
someone hits the wall. They're going 5 wide. That's not gonna work.
Around he
Oh,
goes.
around goes that boy.
That. He didn't hit anything. He still has a chance. I
Doesn't
think.
hit anything, but there's no caution.
No caution kills him though. That almost gives Bugs the spot.
And that might just give Bugs the championship spot. Unless there's a caution. That boy's probably gonna pick up these guys. Got a lot of ground to make up now.
I don't know if
And I knew when they went 5 wide, someone was gonna spin them.
I think we could all say that the lucky one coming out of that was Bugs.
Yep. I'm surprised they just only got spinner though. I'm surprised. I thought there was gonna be cars destroyed.
And that boy was only 1 position behind Bugs at that moment. He was on the right car. So that could have easily taken out Bugs too. And then we could have given Axel Rocha back his position if they ended up damaging
If
one
that
out.
boy and Bugs both crash out, that basically gives them back the position. Axel Rocha doesn't now. So right now we have 3 cars a lap down, one of them 2 laps down. And 20 cars down a lap. Who will be the next lap traffic? It's gonna be Stork Grannon again, and then soon it's gonna be these guys. Yeah, he's gonna pick them up. But then there's pit strategy.
Right there.
It's the pit.
I don't know. Can
They have
make
a
it?
long distance though for the next lap
I
traffic.
don't know if they can make it. Can they?
But there is is a long distance between the next lap traffic. Over half the truck to the next lap's car, so there is a lot of clean space for these guys. Yoshi Tweet has very little chance of making it to the championship.
Personally,
He needs to get ahead of Bugs by 12 spots. I don't think he's gonna do it, but there is still a chance.
yeah, I think that if I were Bugs, I would personally hang back and
Jordan Mellon could he go for the third win? Something no one's done this season, but he has been very dominant all season. Even though he didn't make the chase, he's been close to wins many times. Lynn looks inside. He's basically just because he's pretty much out of it now. But there he is, right there. He has been considered having one of the most unlucky last year of any NRL 2003 driver, and right now is in position to possibly make the championship. He has had so many issues, so much bad luck in so many other series. He has had bad luck in this series. He started the season by flipping over at Daytona. He's wrecked almost every time in the Audi Cup Series. But now this could all change if he makes it to the championship.
Don't jinx anything.
Alright, that's just to make sure I don't jinx it. So bad, there is. They have about a straight and a half till he gets him, so they have a while. So we're about to enter 10 laps to go. And basically, yeah, I don't think yeah, 21 to 6. A few of these guys fell back after leading. Yeah, Yoshi Tweet needs to win and hopes Bugs somehow falls back and back to fan. There is a very little chance Yoshi Tweet's gonna get this. Bugs just has to ride in this bag, and I think he's just earned himself a championship spot. Fuel strategy coming into play in this, so who knows? Yep, we're about as straight away from Silverado. Next lap traffic. Yeah, they have picked. Yep. And they're starting to fall back a bit. My boy's just frustrated over the radio. You can just hear it. Looks like Mitchell Marc is gonna hold these guys back. No, they won't, because they're not running for a while. There's contact there, though. Might as well go on board with Bugs. Stuff, but it's gonna jinx it, so I'll leave it till after the race. I really don't want to jinx it.
They might be going for wide.
Going for wide. If I do not want to jinx it though, so I'm not gonna say it. Yoshi goes wide. Bugs is the leader. It's pushed out of the way. He just needs to avoid any carnage, and he has it. Here comes Snoop Dragonbell. I want to get out of the outside lane soon, because that's not what it wants to do. Doesn't want 4 wide either. Yeah, they're coming. There's Sturker at him. They are coming quickly. They might reach him in the turn. There's 4 wide there. I see 4 clear. Trying to drop back as far as he can. Wow, the outside lane got a huge run. The 95 still past
Ooh.
everyone.
Bugs is gonna get held up.
The 95 still past everyone, and now Bugs is getting held up a bit. Get it. Get out.
I'm scared.
There we go. But the 95, oh my goodness, got a huge run.
Well, was it too big that he'll lose the draft and start falling back?
Yeah, I don't believe we'll reach lap traffic the rest of the race. I believe that's the last one. Bugs, even though he falls back a bit, he's done well enough to stay in the draft. Now really, will fuel strategy come to play? And most of all, who's going to win this race? Yoshi Tweet to the lead. That's basically what he needs, but he needs Bugs to fall back even further. Unfortunately for him, there is not enough spots. I think someone else even fell back. Another driver. I don't know who it
Coming
was.
up. Next time by will be 5 to go.
All started when a lap traffic came. They went 5 wide, and unfortunately the unlucky one out of that was Gaffney. Spun out, however there was no caution lead.
There's 5 to go.
There's 5 to go.
That is definitely not good for
Just
Yoshi
needs to
Tweet.
make it to the check. I think
That hard.
just needs to make it to the checker to win this race. They got a championship spot.
They most likely
And
will catch this lap traffic.
They will.
For them. This is a nerve-wracking race.
They might actually catch a 13. Bugs in the number 1 leads with 4 laps, coming to 4 laps to go. Jordan Bell looking for his 3rd win. And they are definitely going to catch that number 13 car. And the Bugs gets pushed out wide.
Seems like the top lap traffic.
They might reach him. They might be making space for him down the middle.
Will he take that space?
No, he won't. They have to go inside or something. Make this work. Check it low.
Bugs gets by him.
Bugs gets around.
Exactly what
Not
Bugs
too
would
much.
do.
They all. That was pretty clean though. That was one of the cleaner ones.
Bugs is gonna get there.
And the 20 just got a huge run. Just took the lead.
That's
3 laps to go for him.
Exactly what happened to the 95, but
Well,
now
obviously he's not gonna keep it probably.
got 3 Toyotas in front. And here comes that 95.
Yeah. 20's obviously not gonna keep his lead. The 1 puts a block on the 17. Can he keep the block? Maybe they catch the 22. Although he's on pace.
And now
Although he's
will
on
the
pace.
22 or the 17 do something to try and
The
get
17
in?
sure do something, even though there's not really much he can do. There we go. Nathan Bell falls. Coming to 2 laps to go. Side by side. Bugs is right there though. Guess we'll wait for the right moment though. Although he's on
Bugs.
pace. Bugs coming to the lead with 2 laps to go. 1 more circuit. He doesn't care what happens. He's just hoping a caution does not come out. They might catch the 22 actually. These guys are going crazy. Can't get down the block. They're gonna catch him. He might block the 22 is gonna block the inside. Here we go.
Moves to the outside.
Moves to the outside. Bugs is gonna make a crossover. Coming to the white flag. Yoshi Tweet looks like he's gonna lead it. Did they make it back green? Yes, they did. The white
That's the
flag
race,
race is
yeah.
official. And that's it for that boy. Who's gonna win this race? Might be Andy Thomas, who has struggled this entire season. Maybe it's gonna be Jordan Bell.
Ooh, Jordan Bell
Jordan
goes to the
Bell
outside.
get another win.
14's gonna try and go low.
48 might try something. So he's not gonna 42 is not going to be able to block. 14 had a good start, but then just collapsed mid-season. Here we go. Remember, start-finish line.
Here comes the
Jordan
48!
Bell looking for the victory.
It's going to be
Two's
a
on
drag
the
race to
wall.
the line. Who's it going to be?
Coming to the line. It's going to be...
Bell!
Jordan Bell. Third win. Jordan Bell gets his third win.
And Bugs makes the final two.
How about that? He came in here, he came to the chase without a win at Indy, gets a last lap pass, makes the chase, coming in at the number 8 seed, has bad luck throughout the chase, gets somewhat good finishes, and at the end, he's able to sneak into the top 2 and win the championship.
What a finish.
And then very close finish at the end.
That's why the overtime line stinks.
The 48 gets his third win of the season, is the first driver to go back-to-back.
And the first driver to get 3 wins.
Yeah, he gets a lot of history there. Griffin Lynn gets third, barely edges out Yoshi Tweet for 4th. Unfortunate for him, he won't be able to make it. Ian Adams gets a top 10. Annie Thomas gets a 9th. Bugs 5th, that's enough to secure her championship spot. And Mitchell Marc, despite being 3 laps down at the end, will win. And the 26 won a lap down. I never saw him though. I never saw him. How did he get a lap down? Ah, he came in the pit road. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he didn't care at this point. Clearly did not care. Or maybe he wasn't good on fuel. But basically, that's it.
I
That's
think Bugs
the
is the
race.
feel-good story of the year. See if he can pull it off at
Yeah, some
Homestead.
cars are running out of fuel, actually.
Rocha.
Everyone makes it. And Axel Rocha, unfortunately, won't make it.
Wow.
21st is not going to be enough to make the championship. But here's your results. Jordan Bell is the first driver to not only get 3 wins, but first driver to go back-to-back. Goes from a road course to a super speedway, and I have to give it to him. That's impressive. And that also basically confirms he is the SYTCS points champion, so he gets a reserve for next season. That's something, because I wanted to give something for people who didn't make the chase a chance for. So he gets it. That's a good job for him. He came into this race over an entire race worth of points, and now since he won the race, he's basically clinched. So good job for him. Blaze McKinney comes second, misses it by 35 thousandths of a second. So close. Griffin Lynn comes 99 thousandths of a second. He didn't really have a chance, but he almost made it 3 wide coming to the line. Yoshi Tweet 4th, comes somewhat close, not really. 5th was Bugs. Makes it to the championship. How about that? That's great for him. Despite all this bad luck he's had, Nintendo car will be competing for a championship. 6th is Nathan Bell. 7th, Kyle Martins. 8th, Nathan Hood. 9th, Annie Thomas. And Ian Adams rounds at the top 10, capping off a good contender round for him. Maybe pull off a top 5 or something at Homestead. Who knows? An epic 11th. 12th, Sean Ahern. 13th, Bane Fan. 14th, Colin McGovern. 15th, Emerson Sheets. 16th, Jonathan King. Just not good for him. 17th, Ridley Cup Series. 18th, Eric Keaton, despite not having a great season. 19th, Matt David. And that boy, probably the biggest heartbreak of this race. Got spun with around 20 laps to go. Huge heartbreak. Ends up 20th. Just didn't care anymore because it wasn't going to happen. 21st, Axel Rocha. Another heartbreak. Was involved in the big one and couldn't recover. 22nd is Stuart Gradham. 23rd is Mitchell Marc. That's still good enough to advance to the championship. Good performance for him. And then we have William Johnston, CMP Gaming, he got all out from pit road incidents. And then 27th, David Delafov flipped over in the big one. 28th, Ibrahim. 29th, who never really had a chance. 29th, Josh Crash. 30th, Newbie Camper, and a huge disappointment for Noah Carson, 31st. So in the end, it's Jordan Bell who gets his 3rd win of the year. And Bugs claims the last spot in the chase and their championship. And Mitchell Marc, he will be up against at Homestead. Who will be victorious there? That's going to be a major race, and it's going to be the longest one since it's going to be live. So that's it from Talladega. Who's going to win? Who's going to win Homestead? And who's just going to win the first SYTCS championship? I'll have to find out there. But that's it from Talladega. I'm G-Man, and there's David. Any final words after this race?
I'm sad. But congrats, Bugs and Mitchell Marc. I'll be watching you guys from the driver's seat of my car, probably in the back after today. Because I'm scared of this. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to go up there and beat you guys. But, I'll be watching you guys. Good luck to you both.
Alright, and that's it until Homestead, the finale. See you there.